G'day, I have recently started playing D&D with my kids and I've been buying a whole bunch of D&D products and my latest one is Tactical Maps Reincarnated. I've found some of these unboxing videos to be very helpful for D&D products. The last time I was in the D&D world before replaying again last year with my kids was the early 90s. So I don't even think they were up to second edition back then. I wasn't really happy with the way everything went with Wizards of the Coast, but I bit the bullet, as I said last year, and I started buying the products and getting back into the game. So I picked this one up because I wasn't happy with this product. This was the Dungeon Tiles Reincarnated, which is the city. And I just found that there weren't really enough tiles to even make. I think there was a King's Palace. And you really have to buy another one of these actual box sets to actually actually use all the tiles to complete the actual, what looks like some sort of King's Palace in the set. And I just found there weren't enough tiles to make other buildings that I was satisfied with. But I managed to muddle through and I got through it. But overall, I wasn't happy with the Dungeon Tiles Reincarnated City. I don't know what the Dungeon one's like or the Wilderness one is like. But I thought I'd get the Tactical Maps Reincarnated, and these are just straight out maps, whereas these are just tiles that you put together, and it does take quite some time to put the tiles together and make up your own constructions, which is great if you really want control over how things look down to every piece of section of the building or the terrain. But if you don't have the time to spend and you're happy to sort of tailor things, I thought this was a good alternative. Hannah, if you just want to come down onto the product here. Already we've got a bunch of maps on either side, so it's just like a fold-out booklet. And there's a bunch of folded maps on either side. We've got creature height comparisons over here, and we've got range, effect and weapons and things like that over this side, which I think is a nice little touch. So let's have a look at the first map that we get. And they're double-sided, which is good. This one looks like a ruined town, which is pretty cool. You could do a very big battle scene here. From what I understand, looking at other videos of this product, I've been told that these may be maps from other previous adventures. I'm not very familiar with the Pathfinder direction that D&D went into. But let's have a look at the other side. Oh, we've got some sort of subterranean map here with some sort of round spherical elevation with some glowing thing there. But overall, that looks pretty good. And I'm happy with that ruined town. That looks pretty cool. So that's the first map. Let's have a look at the second map. This already looks a bit of blood there in that chamber.
Oh, that looks like...
So this is a very colourful map. Dungeon. We've got some sort of dragon statue and a crypt there with some sort of glowing gems with doorways into other interesting rooms full of blood and things like that. There's a pew here that looks like some sort of place of worship. And this looks like it could be the entrance here, so that looks pretty cool. More of the more classic Dungeon and Dragons dungeon. You've got there's a statue of some sort of huge spider there. There's some light sources there already in the dungeon ready to go. Look like there's some residencies there as well. But these straight away, this looks 20 times better than the tiles sets that you get. I just wish they'd do it so you could have made something. There was a sewage system in those. But you're buying a cityscape, not sewerscape. Let's have a look at this one. All right, we've got, wow, this is an interesting one. This looks like to be some huge throne room for some draconian king. There's an elevation, a step elevation there, some stairs going into the dungeon. On the ground here, looks to be sort of images of undead. And I don't know whether I think that's meant to just be a motif on the ground. So that's a very kind of scary place, and some pillars all around. And here we have some sort of gem in the middle surrounded by runes, and there's some stairs that can be accessed four ways here with a moat around it. There's a room there, and here we have an outdoor terrain, some sort of standing monoliths with a central figurine there. But that looks good for if you're doing some sort of cultic worship or something like that. So far that's looking pretty good. So this product costs, in Australia, it costs $35, which is the same price for the Dungeon Tiles Reincarnated and the Dungeon Tiles Reincarnated City, Wilderness, and so on. Already I'm liking this product a little bit better. This one looks to be like a farm, this next one. So far we've had a look at 3 maps with maps on either side. Oh no, this is a keep. So this is sort of one end of a keep. That looks terrific. You've got obviously a mess area. Sleeping quarters, some towers organised there, some supplies. And here's your farming community. Very good. Everything there you could possibly want to start a campaign if you want your characters to actually interact with the farm. Or a keep. This is so 1, 2, 3, that's 4. This is a 5th map. So there's 5 maps just in one side. And again, the maps are on either side, so you've got 10 maps already. So this will be 12 maps with this one. So what have we got here, Hannah? Oh, this is nice. This is just a wilderness trail with some trees. Not too dense. We've got 3 graves here. I think that's rock, a big rock sort of formation there. Some fencing along there, but that's perfect if you want to do some sort of ambush or something like that. That would have definitely done us better the other night, apart from the tiles we ended up using. This looks to be the ruins of some other, looks like a city or the beginnings of some sort of village. There's a ruined bridge here, a bit battle torn. And you've got a river with rapids there, so that's pretty cool. Sets the scene. So yep, so that's that side. It's those maps. So this will be 14 maps so far. So you're doing pretty good. You're getting a big bang for your buck this time round. This looks to be some sort of fortification. It's surrounded by a moat. Sort of maybe the castle belonging to a noble. There's a tower there, and there's a little bridge there, and fortifications and things like that. A little bit of terrain there, so you can enact a bit of a siege there if you want to. And on the back here, we've got, well, this is very bizarre. This is some sort of remote outpost by the looks of it. Not sure what. I think these could be like holes. But that's a very interesting map with the eerie green lights. It's some sort of magical terrain. I think there's mushrooms there. I'm not sure if these are holes or these are walls, but that could be anything, either either. Did we have a look at the other side?
Yeah.
No, we didn't. I don't think we did this one.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Oh no, we did. Right, what was that? Yep, cool. So it's 14. This will be the 16 maps.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, my goodness, there's a lot of maps, isn't there?
There is.
All right, this is. This looks like some sort of weathered and worn. There's a bit of looks like some sort of keep, and it's been breached here. There's some supplies there. It looks like it's a nighttime vibe. You've got lights, lanterns lighting the way on the bridge across here. So that looks pretty cool. And here again you have some sort of magical dungeon, some sort of looks like a portal there. There's an entranceway in here. There's looks to be several entrances or something like that, or you could, I don't know. That's great. This is straight away. This is exactly what you want to just go. Okay, we'll have an adventure. We'll use this terrain.
There's still more maps.
So I think this will be about the 18th.
Oh my gosh.
So you're looking at probably over 20 maps. Oh, this is a snow terrain.
Ooh.
So this is a keep in a snow environment, which is really cool if you want to do different seasons. Very Game of Thrones. And this again looks like it's in a very cold climate.
No.
But beautifully coloured, beautifully illustrated.
Dad, do you still have more?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! How much did you buy the shirt for $1,000?
No, this is only $35 Australian.
Oh my.
Oh, this one looks a bit shocking.
Oh,
Look at this.
That's cold, and this is.
So
fire.
this looks some sort of red dragon's lair. There's the hoard of gold in the middle, strategically covered with lava, and the entranceway there has got a lot of stalagmites, and there's sort of mini volcanoes all around. So this really looks like this is the heart of Dungeons and Dragons. This is the classic red dragon lair, and this obviously is another part of the lair. There's a huge gold hoard there. Treasures and so on, what have you. So that's ready to go. That's got Dungeons and Dragons written all over it. And what have we got? This is the last map. So we're looking at about 20 maps. And we have
You got a little.
I don't know what that is.
Actually, me neither. It looks like a little.
Looks like some sort of fortification, maybe a worship room. Looks like a well there. So these are just half and half. This looks like some sort of ravine.
Ravine where you can get ambushed.
A gorge or something for an ambush. And we have a village. We have a normal village here for this one, which is great. It's exactly what you want. So there you go. So my overall view on this product, I'd give it probably about a 9 out of 10. Whereas the Reincarnated Dungeon Tile City, I'd probably give about a 4 out of 10. I was pretty disappointed with that, and I was just disappointed with how long it actually takes you, because the tiles are double-sided, which is great, but it takes you a while to construct what you want. So here are the dungeon tiles for the city. I mean, they've finally all been broken up. That's the amount you get. You flip them over. You get a sewer system. You get a couple of squares, town squares, a few buildings. Something that looks like a tavern or a residency, but it's not complete. You've got to construct it yourself. And so so that's my review of the Tactical Maps Reincarnated for Dungeons and Dragons. Happy with the product, and I'm sure the kids will get lots of fun and use out of that once we get our next session planned. If you've got any comments you want to make, please feel free to put them down the bottom, and I'll answer you as best I can. Thank you.